and in this stream we'll be working on what is a very important task in the IELTS exam, which is the writing exam actually, and it causes a lot of problems to students, and therefore I'm going to be helping you by correcting a task which belongs to a student of mine, and we'll see how she goes about doing this because just switch this off. So let's get on with the task. I'll just transition onto the screen. So this is the task. I hope you can hear me perfectly well. If you can't, drop in a comment and I will try to fix that problem. Right, so this is the task as you can read on your screen. This is a multiple visual normally given in the exam. When sometimes examiner feels that they have to make your life difficult, they give you 1, maybe 2, or maybe even 4 different graphs to work with, and it's a bloody nightmare, but here it is. You have to deal with what you have. So this is the question. I will drop this file into the description afterwards, so if you have any doubts or questions, you can look at the file, and if you feel like it, drop in a comment if you want to, and that's it. There's nothing else to say. So let's go. The chart below gives information on the ages of the population of Yemen and Italy in 2000 and projections for 2050. So who knows what might happen in the future. Right, summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. As you can see, I mean, if I was doing this exam, I would look at the colors. I would say, okay, the Yemen in 2000, 50% is 0 to 14-year-olds. And in 2050, that percentage will come down by 1/4 at least, yeah. Whereas the dark part, which is 15 to 59-year-olds, they will increase by the same amount. So that's what I notice. And the white part, which is the 60-year-olds, is pretty much stable. And in Italy, by the way, the white part, which is 60 plus years of age, will grow by almost 1/4, won't it? So, and the 0 to 14-year-olds are also the same. So let's see what she has written, or he has written. She or he, we don't know which one is which. This is the criteria we're using: task achievement, grammatical range and accuracy, lexical resource, cohesion and coherence. So for the sake of time, this is normally done in about an hour, so I'll rush through it because obviously we don't want to spend an hour on this, but just to give you a rough idea what you need to do, what you need to avoid. So this is the introduction. The pie chart given provides a comparison between Italy and Yemen in the composition of population according to ages in 2000. There is also a forecast for 2050 for both countries. This is perfect. There's no need to change it. It's perfect. So let's move on to the next one. Half of the Yemen population in 2000 consisted of, just change that, children and teens between what? 0 and 14 years, while the other half was for the majority formed by middle-aged people, 46%, and only a minimum percentage by elder ones over 60 years. This is all good. Slight mistakes here and there of vocabulary or grammar, if you like. Vocabulary in this case I would change, while the other half was for the majority formed by. I mean, this is a bit laxy-daisy as a structure, but I don't really mind because it's not going to matter much in terms of score. In the same year, Italy has a completely different scenario. The most represented category is a bit long. I would just say the biggest category, yeah? Just make it simple. Don't be complicated in the exam. Category is the 15 to 59-year-old one, 15% percentage point above the Yemen. Children above Yemen, I would just say Yemen. Or say the Yemenis one, or just say Yemen. Children are the least numerous group. So by only 14.3%, roughly one third of the other country, while people over 60 are the 24%, 8 times more compared to Yemen. This is again very good, bar some mistakes here and there, but it's, you know, in this particular case, you need to understand that when you're writing the task one, when you're doing the task one, the most important thing is to report the data, comment on it, and summarize. I'll just take this off and summarize the relevant details. So whoever's reading your report and has not seen the graph knows exactly what's in the graph, and without any extra details, any presuppositions, anything from the outside. You just need to look at the data and relate to it in the paper. Just transfer what you see onto the paper. That's all you have to do. Talking about provision, okay. Unfortunately, my screen is over there, so I'm having to turn my head like that. Talking about the provision, forecast. I'll use the word forecast. Hello. Forecast. Italian population will still be. Again, I'm very being very picky. Will still be mostly made up of middle-aged people, although it will be considerable. It will drop considerably to 46%. The percentage of children will see a modest fall around 10%. Now, again, keep it simple. Simple, less is more. Not more is more. The group with the most significant change will be the elder population. Now, this sentence can be totally avoided. She can just, or he can just say, okay, let's just change it. The elder population will reach the level of the 15 to 59 year olds. Let's just let's put the dots on the I's and the dashes on the T's, near to double its number, almost doubling its number, we can say. Almost doubling its number. I will leave a link to an online course of Ielts that we have been working on in the description. If you want to try it, it's free for a week. In Yemen, the population will be mostly okay, so we don't use composed for population. We say population is made up of, is mainly contains, made up of. The population will mostly be the middle-aged group too, with a consistent reduction, I like that, of the younger one to 37%. Still 3 times more than Italy, and a minimum increase of 3% between the not sure what she means here. To sum up, the significant changes are forecast. I think forecast is not it's an irregular verb. For both populations, there will still remain a different age structure with prevalence of young people. That's okay. So task achievement is out of 5. Population. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with you, dude? Yeah. Okay, that's just okay. Task achievement, I would say, is a good 4 out of 5. Grammatical range and accuracy, I would say 3 out of 5. Lexical resource, She can improve cohesion and coherence. She can, no, actually, well, you know what? So she gets a total mark out of 20. This is where all the chickens come to roost. 4 plus 4, 8 plus 14. 14 out of 20. If she were considering it as a band, it would be a band 7 or above. Bada boom, bada bim. That's it. So all the rest is done. Let's put it green and let's move on. Right. I hope you're having fun. If you are, I don't know how you can have fun with this kind of work, but if you are, please hit the like button. So, writing task 2, you should spend about 40 minutes. We're not going to spend 40 minutes. Absolutely not. Because we are checking it. Some people say that the best way to improve public health is by increasing the number of sports facilities. I agree. Others, however, say that this would have a little effect on public health. I agree. And that other measures are required. I agree with everything. So let's see what she's written. All this. Okay, this is the first paragraph, so we need to see if it's a good introduction. In the matter of public health, government have a quite I would just say, I don't know what she means here. Government play an important role in increasing initiatives to promote health. I would just say important role in promoting the general well-being of the population. This is a simpler sentence. If you get into the tricky sentences which, you know, wind their way through the meaning and they get somewhere very far, you're not going to get good marks. Make it easy to understand for the examiner. Some experts suggest that one main strategy could be to endorse the practice of sports by raising the number of new facilities, while others say you have to read your essay when you have finished writing. Just because you finished it doesn't mean that you have finished. You actually have to read it and root out mistakes like these ones. That this might not be enough. Okay, the aim was yeah, that's okay. At this point, this is a decent introduction. The building of public and free sports facilities, maybe the right word. Facilities is fundamental to making English grammar can be a pain in the neck. You've got to remember every single grammatical structure. Making physical activity affordable for everyone. Correct. In fact, comma, this would allow even numerous family. No, I think she means. Oh, by now you know it's a girl, right? I've said she so many times. Even families, big families that have low income and people in difficult economic conditions may have the chance to, let's not repeat the same things again because it doesn't sound good, to be healthy. Let's leave it like that. The consequence will be an important increase. It will lead to. It will lead to An increase of the number of people doing sports, yes, and building healthy habits, correct, especially among children, because when you have more than two, you use among. At this point, this is correct. Bob's your uncle. Let's move on. Let's just go down. On the other hand, despite the availability of these amenities, another word for what am I talking about? Another word for facilities is amenities. Some adults run out of sufficient amount of time to. Again, this is a very long sentence to say something small. What did I? Oh, okay. Sorry. Some people might not have the time to train. What's wrong with that? The reason of this relays? I don't know what that means. No idea. Oh, I think I know what she means. The reason for the reason, don't need to say why, what reason, because we already talked about it in the line before. To say reason being, no, the reason is that we always live our lives on the edge. Yeah, a bit like James Bond. Not really. In the fast lane, that leaves no free time to dedicate, need time for sport, not dedicate. I think that's a lot of for sports. In this case, the increasing of new facilities should be made together with a complete rethink. In this case, we should rethink. I mean, let's not avoid. Sorry, did I say? No, I meant let's not repeat. In this case, the increase, no, it's just repeating. I don't know what I'm doing, am I? Okay, in this case, there should be a complete rethink in the workers' timetable to allow them to, yeah. In this case, it's fine. It's just that, isn't it? Okay, where are you? Okay. Furthermore, comma. Always use a comma after these words. Initiatives to encourage healthy eating and should be go and a stop to addiction. No, don't like that. Let's try it like this. Addiction to junk food. Should be organized in school offices. Yeah, as I know very well as a doctor, physical activity is not sufficient itself. It is not matched with the correct relationship with food. The same can be said of bad habits like smoking and drinking that can ruin the health even of the best sportive. Okay, to sum up, in my opinion, this is fine. Intervention should be gathered together. Oh my goodness, no, avoid this please. It's just lengthy and the meaning is less than the words. Different steps should be taken together in order to guarantee the improvement, maybe. Improvement of public health, because all different aspects are strictly connected. are closely connected, closely linked. Action only on, yeah, this is fine. Okay, the task response. I think that was quite a good one. I'd give her 3.5 out of 5. I'm afraid this is going to be 3 because she needs to improve her, because here, for example, it's a healthy, not unhealthy. Lexical resource, I think she's getting there, but there are some unnatural use of language, so I would give her 3.5. Cohesive, similar. It's all a big 3.5, which in the, no, so it's about 13.5 out of 20. I would say somewhere between 6.5 to maybe 7. Depends on who does it. Alright guys, this was a very quick assessment of task 1 and task 2. Normally two tasks like these would take about an hour 10 minutes, maybe an hour 20 minutes, because you have to go through it in much more detail. But for the sake of time, we did it very, very nicely in 20 minutes. Anyway, the score is pretty accurate in terms of band, and you can rely on, you know, what's been done. Also, take into account what I've said about this, and because a lot of you make similar mistakes, keep it simple, keep it tight, keep it rolling, effective, clarity of thought, and use the collocations which exist in English. Do not use new ones, because as it is, we don't need new language in English. So keep it nice, keep it simple. Thanks very much for watching this, and if you like this video, please hit the like button, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye for now. Adios.